Okay, here it is, April 2011. It's the last year that we can keep herring, blueback herring in the river. A lot of people are stocking up on them. They like their saltfish breakfast. You can tell when it's time to find the hickory shad, which is what this is, about 18, 20-inch fish, or the blueback herring, which are quite a bit smaller, by just watching nature. Right behind me I have a dogwood tree. When the dogwood tree's in bloom, that's when the old timers say the shad and herring runs at its peak. And this morning I went out and I was able to get some of these shad and herring, and I'm going to quickly demonstrate how to clean a shad or herring if you're going to salt them and if you're going to pull a roe out of them. So we're going to go ahead and begin. I got this herring here, that's the one I'm going to work on. You can milk the bottom of the fish and see whether any milk comes out. Milk would be white, yellow would indicate roe or eggs or caviar. I really enjoy eating the roe, and a lot of other people do too, so I'm going to very carefully show you how to clean this. You need a couple of tools. I like to have a bait knife of some sort. It's rough on the edges, or even a regular bait knife that's not rough or serrated on the edges. A pair of game shears. These particular shears are made by Gerber. This outdoor table is really nice because it has a hole in it to catch the waste in a bucket below. I've got a fillet knife made by Cutco that works really well, and then I've got a knife sharpener. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and use one of my bait knives, and you can even use a spoon. It doesn't matter what you use. You can use the back side of a bait knife, you can use the front side, it doesn't matter. And just gently rake the scales off. Scales come off these fish very easy. Any bait fish tends to have that trait. I think it's a survival mechanism, whereas if a predator hits it, the scales come off, they flutter down through the water and they're shiny, and it confuses the predator, or hopefully so for the bait fish. Anyway, the scales do come off very easily. And once I scrape all the scales off, whether I'm going to salt it or whether I'm going to go ahead and just get the roe out of it, either one, or even freeze it for catfish bait. Rinse it off gently, rinse my work area off, and then I take another knife, and you want to cut the head off right behind the fin here. So you just cut that off. You want to cut it close to the head. Fish are very bloody, another indication of it being a bait fish. Then you take your game shears, and I kind of push down on the stomach cavity, the belly cavity, put my game shears, just the snout of them, in there, and just very gently trim all the way back. And it is bloody. Now, when you open that up, you'll have entrails there. You can pull those out and just drop them in the waste. There's your roe. And at this point, you can very gently with your fingers try and peel it out of there. There's a small lining that holds it in. Or, what I often will do, because I don't like to pop the roe, is just take the fillet knife and just trim that lining back. Get your poor man's caviar here every spring. Take your finger and just pop it out the last little bit, and there it is. These are very small roe, they're very small fish, but they're good. If you cook them, you can gently fry them with a lid on so they don't pop all over your stove. You can broil them. People serve them on toast. I like to just gently fry mine. My kids like it that way. And then you can save your fish. You can rinse it off and you can salt it. You just pack them in salt and they'll last for a couple of years. So that's basically how you take care of a herring or a shad if you're going to salt it or harvest the roe. And that'll do it.